Probably. I know that'd make you sad, right? But we won't cut it. We won't cut it short to like make it so that there's stuff you don't know.
Yeah.
We'll cover what we need.
Just
Okay.
people-
So yeah, functions and polynomials. Now we talked about functions a while ago. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
Each input has an output, all that stuff, right? And then do you remember that like y is the output, right? The letter y is the output.
Yeah, we're doing the F.
F of x,
Yeah,
right?
F of x.
So that means the same thing,
Uh-huh.
right? Okay. So like let's say we had something like this. So you had this function. And at the same time though we have a different function. Like you know how we had systems of equations earlier? Like last time? So like if we had two equations, sometimes you don't want to call them both y, you might want to call them something else.
Yeah, you change the letter.
So just a different name, right?
Yeah.
So what we're going to do today is, hold on, let me make sure. I think it's just add and subtract. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Add and subtract. Yep. So it's actually pretty simple. So here's what I gotta get. Here's what we gotta get. Like we gotta get this down. We gotta learn what that means. We gotta learn what this means. Shut up, phone. Gotta learn what that means and what this means. So it's all those things we gotta be able to do. Alright, now here's the thing. These are both the same. Oh man, I'm about to cut your work in half. Yeah, and these two things are the same. So it doesn't matter if it's written this way or this way, same thing. So here's what this means right here. This means you take the function f and you're going to add it with the function g. Just like it says here. It's like you know how
okay.
Yeah, so you see how f of x is. So here I'll write it like this. So f of x, right, is 2x plus 1. And then plus
whatever
5 minus 3x. And then all you gotta do is just combine like terms. So it's all, let's see, this is kind of weird because it's 2x minus 3x, so that's negative 1x, right?
Yeah.
And then 5 and 1 is 6. I'm gonna write it first. That's your answer. So it's just combining like terms, that's all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah? See?
Yeah. That's because I was why did you do that?
Yeah. So yeah, it's just the things that.
So you just do
Yeah.
negative 1x.
Yeah. Right. Now the adding is really simple. I mean, it's easy to make a mistake, like you can add wrong or whatever, right? Or the signs can mess you up. But this isn't where you're going to get in trouble. This is where you're going to get in trouble. Because, well, like for example, let's talk about this. Do you see how it's back? Oh, I'm sorry. You see how these are backwards?
Yeah.
Okay. So this one, g of x, is 5 minus 3x plus 2x plus 1. And it's going to be the same because when you add, it doesn't matter what order it is, right? So this is still going to be 5 plus 1 is 6 and negative 3 plus 2 is, right? So same thing. You can switch it around, no problem. This one's where you're going to get in trouble. What do you think?
Good so far.
So far, yeah, okay. So let's do this right here. Let's do f of x minus g of x. So here's the thing. That minus, you need parentheses. With add, you don't need parentheses. Like you could put them, but it won't matter. It doesn't change anything. But with this one, around the second function, you need parentheses because you're subtracting.
You're subtracting, it's not negative.
Right, you're subtracting the whole thing. So it's kind of like having a negative 1 right there.
And then you multiply.
Right, so you're really subtracting 5. So that stays the same, right?
That is negative.
And then these two.
And that's positive. And then you just combine.
Yeah, so 5x minus 4. Now you could put the x first here too, like you could write it like this, but like it's easy for me. It's easy to lose that minus sign, so I like doing it like that better. But since it's positive, I put the x first. Now, whereas like if we do it the other way, g of x. Oh, there we go. Sorry. G of x minus f of x. That's going to be, let's see, 5 minus 3x, and then minus 2x plus 1. This one won't be the same. So still got to distribute, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be 4, and that's going to be minus 5x. 4. And then, you good with that? Minus 5x. So different answers these ways. This way. Oh, yeah, no, it's different. Because this is a plus 5, that's a minus 5.
That's a negative.
Yeah. Ooh, that sounds like trouble, doesn't it?
To
That
me,
looks like trouble.
the
And the negatives. Yeah. That's okay. We can handle this.
Nah, but I've been getting good at negatives.
Yeah, it's just practice, right?
I've been practicing it. Like you want them in my head. I couldn't do that before.
No? Yeah.
And I've been trying not to use the calculator so much.
Use it to check, right?
That's the only reason I use it. When I first out the calculator, it's just to see if what
Yeah.
I'm thinking is right.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to mess up, a lot of multiplications like I always do.
Story of my life. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Hold on, let me make sure that there's not anything really weird. I don't think there is. I mean, I think that's it. Oh yeah, there is one more thing. But I think, well, I'll show you. Let's try one of these first.
Okay.
See if you're comfortable, and then I'll show you the next thing.
Alright.
The next thing, the only thing that's next is there's going to be a number here that we end up plugging in for x. That's it. I'll show you how that works in a minute.
Okay.
Alright, so let's try, let's see here. Let's say we had f of x was, we'll make it a quadratic. So let's say 5x squared minus x plus 1. And let's say g of x, let's make that easy. 2x minus 3. And so here, you try. Let's try 3. I'll let you. I'll help you out if you need, but let's see if you can get it.
Oh, first we. Okay.
So we're gonna try. We're gonna do 3, right? We're gonna add, and it doesn't matter which way you add. So we only have to do that one way. But these are different. Like,
Okay.
yeah. Hmm.
I know, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I know almost all of them.
Let's, when we put the parentheses,
Yeah.
we gotta put them on the whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Like the whole.
Have a good night. You think you got it?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
I mean, you start solving them until you can't do anything with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like you combine all the variables until you don't.
Yeah, just combine like terms until you're done.
Yeah.
Yeah, so let's see, for the first one right here, let's see. Did you get 5x squared, let's see, plus x minus 2?
I got -3.
Minus 3. Oh yeah, it's 1 and then minus 3. So here, I'll show you. Let's see, 5x squared minus x plus 1 plus 2x minus 3. So actually, okay, so I've done them a lot, right? So I've got like, you know, as you do it forever, you start getting like patterns that you go with. But when I was first learning, this is what I would do. So I would say, okay, there's only one x squared, so I'd circle it and cross it off and write it.
Yeah, because that's, yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
And then I'd go here, let's see, that's minus 1 and plus 2, so I'd cross that off right here, right?
Yeah.
And then I have 1 and negative 3 left, and that's the last one. So you just got to be careful.
Yeah, I hate these.
Yeah, all right, no biggie.
But yeah.
All right, so the second one's trickier. With the minus, unless, yeah, I was almost always write it out. Now, the only thing sometimes when I don't write it out, this is what I do. Watch. So I know I'm subtracting all of this, right?
Yeah.
So what I do is I say, okay, well, minus 5x squared, and then minus negative x is plus x. Like I'm kind of like distributing the negative 1 when I write it,
Okay.
and then minus 1, because I'm subtracting all of that, so all of those signs change.
Oh yeah, so that negative. Okay.
Yeah. So instead of writing this,
Yeah.
I just go ahead and do that instead. Like, because the next step is to like distribute that negative 1 right here, and right here, and right here.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then you get that. So then, let's see. This is first, right? So negative 5x squared. Done. 2 and 1 is 3. Cross them out. Negative 3, negative 1, negative 4.
Yeah.
Why?
-3.
Again.
Yeah.
Did you forget the one? Did you forget this one
Oh, that's it.
in the original?
I
I think you did too.
didn't add it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you just forgot it for both. All right.
Nah, I said hell with it.
You just made up your own problem, right?
The hell with the one.
You don't need a 1.
Ah, dang.
1? Yeah, nobody needs 1. All right. So g of x. 2x minus 3, and then minus
Yeah, the parentheses.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and write it out with the parentheses this time. Normally, like if I was just doing it, this is what I write instead.
And this one I got a 4 at the end, so
All right,
maybe.
a minus 4. Oop, a minus 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. So negative 5x squared is good. 3x
Yeah,
minus 4.
Yep.
Okay, so you're good. Yeah, you just lost.
I didn't. It's because I said actually, I crossed them out when I combined them, and I almost went past the 1, so I thought it was crossed out.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. Yep. Okay. What do you want to do? You want to try another one of those?
Let's try another one.
All right. Get it right. Okay, so let's try one like this. Let's do x squared. Let's do plus 4x minus 3. Let's make it 8. We already used a 3. And let's make the other one 6x minus 7. And let's do this. Oops. Let's try that. See how that goes. Is that what you got?
Yeah.
Alright, you're good then. Alright. And that's like for what we're gonna do in this class with these kinds of things, that's it. That's as hard as it's gonna get. So it's just being careful of signs.
Yeah.
Right? Your favorite thing. Yeah, don't feel bad. That's what always causes trouble. Always causes trouble. That minus sign causes trouble. So then, now, this is the same thing as this. They mean the same exact thing. There's nothing different. The last thing we gotta learn is that sometimes there's a number here, and all that means, it means you do this first, and then you plug in the number.
To the X on the bottom.
Yeah. So like for example, like let's work with the same thing right here. So let's say we had g minus f of 2. Right? That means you take this answer, and you gotta make sure you use parentheses. Everywhere you see an x, put parentheses, put a 2. And then it's just PEMDAS.
Yeah.
And right. The place that you might mess up is it's really tempting to multiply that number times that number first.
Oh, yeah.
But exponents before multiply.
Yeah, you do X.
So it's negative 4 plus 4 plus 1, which is just equal to 1. Yeah. What do you think? handle it.
Yeah.
But the problem is if you get this one wrong, then you're gonna get that one wrong for sure.
And there's no way to check it. I mean.
Not really. Not really. But here's the deal. Like if you were taking a quiz or a test, you got this wrong, but you did this part, you got the right answer for this part. You know what I mean? Like say you had a 5 here, then your answer would be 5. That you get credit for this part. So you lose a point here, but you get this part right. Yeah. I mean that's fair. So let's try. Man. So like I'm looking at the problems in the book, and they try to make it tricky by giving like ugly numbers, right? It's on page 316. So like here, I'll show you right here, so that way we can make sure we're talking about the same thing. Yeah. So like this right here, you see, they didn't call it F minus G over here on 67, but that's the same thing. And if you look over here on the other side, that's what we're doing. Right? It's all the same thing. Yeah, the way this book does it's kind of strange.
Yeah.
But I mean, I want to use the book because it does give us good practice, you know. Yeah. So let's.
For these over here, the ones on the right side.
Yeah, like.
You have to plug it in.
Like you want to do.
The answers for the number. Okay, I get it.
Let's do. I don't know. You want to do 97C
All right.
together? Yeah, 97C. Let's try that one.
Okay, 97 with C.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because at the top you see it's got A, B, C, and D.
Yeah.
So it's this one. It's 2, right? F of G of 2. F plus G of 2. Okay, and 97. So I'll go ahead and write it out here so that Celine can catch up when she watches it. This is how it's written in the book. Technically, you could plug the 2 in first, but I think that, but it doesn't really matter. You get the same thing either way. But I usually like to combine it first because it's less. To me, I make less mistakes that way.
So, okay, let me check this.
What happened? Did you get that?
Well, I got the top one right.
So you got that part right?
I got that, and then I put in the 2. And
Maybe I messed up. Let me see. That's 4.
plus 6.
Right, yeah, 6 right there.
Okay, well, right there. Well, right there I turned it into 12, 10, plus 6.
So that's 2.
Yeah, I got that part I messed up then.
So this is 2, right? 10,
Yeah.
12 minus 10 is 2.
No, what I did is I added Oh, I added 10 plus 6 and
Oh,
then
yeah.
subtracted the 12.
Yeah, yeah. It's a minus. Yeah, that would be if you did it that way. Yeah, if you did it that way, it'd be 12 minus 4 is what it would really be. Because negative 10 plus 6.
Yeah, no, I got the negative 12 negative or 12 minus 10 plus 6.
Yeah.
And then
Oh, so you got this part right.
yeah, I'm right there.
But this part over here actually equals negative 4.
Yeah.
That's why that's usually better. When you have all add and subtract, it's usually better to just go left to right. Yeah.
I don't know why I thought that addition goes first though, right?
It doesn't matter left to right.
Okay.
Yeah. For subtraction, it doesn't matter. As subtraction, addition, it's left to right.
So that's it, yeah. And that's 2 plus 6 is 8. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So try another one. See how it goes. All right. Let's see here. Let's do. I'll make one up. Hmm. Hmm. Let's try this. Let's do this right here. Let's do. That one's not going to be too bad. And let's try. That one might be ugly. And then this one will be uglier. But if you can, I mean, it's just practice of the stuff that we're having trouble with, right? Negatives. So, yeah.
Okay, so alright.
I'll do them too. I'll freeze it. Well, I can do it so you can see what I'm doing, or I can freeze it so that
Probably, yeah, freeze it.
freeze it. Okay.
I wanna see it, though.
You want to see? I know, right? Because then you're gonna look it up. It's gonna be like, it's gonna be tempting. Like, yeah, I know. Oh, I don't know why I put parentheses around that x squared. That's weird.
So we don't.
Yeah, you don't really need them. I don't know why I put them there.
Okay.
I'm tired. I did something stupid and like did a bunch of work I didn't need to do. Story of your life, right?
Yeah. I think I messed up.
Yeah, okay, you ready to see?
Yeah.
I might have messed up too, so we'll take a look. Did you get this one? I could have messed up. Let me make sure.
I got that's the answer, -4.
I think so, but let's make sure. So I got -5, right? Sorry, 5x squared. That part's good. And then I'm adding, so I got plus x. Sorry, minus x, and then plus 2x. So that makes 1.
I got that.
Okay, and then -4. 1 minus 5.
Yeah, I got that.
So we agree with that part.
Yes.
Okay, so when we put a 0 in, like put a 0 here, put a 0 there, it's just -4. That's it.
Okay, so the parentheses in that.
Right here?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
would be 0.
0 times 5 is 0.
0. Yeah.
Did you put 5 there?
Yeah, I put a 5 and I didn't.
Yeah, you didn't.
I just took out the.
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's 0, doesn't matter. But yeah, it's times 5, so it's 0.
Okay.
Alright, no big deal. Alright, so you had 1 for your answer?
Yeah, I got 1.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, so this is
That's
this.
how I made the mistakes like
Alright, no big deal. Okay, so here's what I did stupid, right? These are the same.
that. Yeah.
And I already had that. And I started
Yeah.
doing the whole thing again. I'm like, oh, it's
I
stupid.
did notice that, and but I did the same thing.
Yeah, I well, okay, so for you, you're just learning. It's no big deal, but
Yeah.
I know better. I started doing it anyway.
Yeah, because I did notice that
Yeah,
when I started writing it. I was like, wait.
yeah, this part's the same. So the only thing different is instead of putting
I
a
wasn't
0.
Sure though, but I was like, how
Yeah.
do I go with it?
Yeah, they're the same. So here I plugged in a -1, right?
Negative 1. I got that part.
Okay, so all good there. Now -1 squared is +1. And then -1, -4. So this is 5, -5, that's 0. Did you get that one?
I got 5.
Oh,
Yeah. Well, I got to that. I got.
you got here.
Yeah. What's messing me up is that multiplication, the exponent, that part.
Yeah, so this part right here, so
What I'm doing is like, okay, -1.
that's what it really
-1,
means.
And
That-
then,
Yeah, so it's
but then I'm also multiplying to the 5.
oh yeah, you multiply
Yeah.
these together first,
Uh-huh.
and then -1, -4.
Yeah.
So instead of like, so if you wrote it out like this, maybe you wouldn't mess it up.
No.
All right. So the last one, it's ugly. I'm not real confident. So let's make sure. Let's see how this goes. So let's see here. We got the 5x squared minus x plus 1. That goes first. That's good. And then minus parentheses 2x minus 5. So this is right.
Yeah.
Okay, and then this is right. Because I just distribute the -1, distribute the -1. So then combining like terms, let's make sure. I got
Yeah.
5x squared, that's good.
Uh-huh.
Minus x minus 2x, that's minus 3, that's good. And then 1 and 5 is 6, that's good.
Yep.
So then, plugging in a negative 1. So you should maybe write it like this then. Maybe if you wrote it like that, because that's what the square means.
Yeah.
Then you just see you're multiplying all of these together. So that's like, if you did it like this, that'd be negative 5 times negative 1, which is positive 5,
Yeah.
which is 5. Plus 3, plus 6. Yeah. What do you think about that? Yeah?
Just need practice.
Yeah.
Practice more.
So what if we just here?
Yeah.
What if we did just this last thing? I just want to see. Let's say we had like. So just to make sure, because this is where you're messing up.
Yeah, that's what I'm messing up. So right there, what I'm seeing is okay. Negative 2 times negative 2, right?
Yeah.
And that would equal negative, the positive 4.
Right.
And then you multiply to 3,
Yeah, and it makes 12.
and then 12 minus.
But then you have to put these together.
Okay. And then yeah, negative 4 times negative 2, which would be positive 8.
That's right.
And plus 6.
Yeah.
And then
From there you're good.
26.
Yeah.
Well,
So
that was easy.
that's the part you're messing
yeah,
up.
That's the part yeah.
So yeah, I think you know how to do it. You just gotta be careful.
I just gotta be careful.
Yeah.
Sometimes if I know what I'm doing, like if I know what has to be done, I rush it.
Yeah.
And that's where I make the mistakes.
Yeah. Yeah. Go too fast. Yep. All right.
I get overexcited.
Well, hey, you know.
Math ass up. Let's go.
That's funny right there. Yeah. All right. So what do you think you're good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
All right.
Just give me some practice and then at home.
Yeah. So let's do let's see.